His name is Lambert, the motivational coach, author, and speaker. You know, I went from headlocks, I even went from knockouts to knowledge, and from headlocks to hugs. I still embrace people, just now in a more positive way. So hey, how you doing? I hope you're absolutely thriving and really enjoying life, going after your goals and spreading great positivity on this wonderful Wednesday. So yeah, what's been on my mind, just wanted to share in this quick video, is I've entitled this Create Your Own Good News. And what I mean by that, to put it in context, of late there's been, for those of you that follow the mainstream news, and although I don't, even I have been inundated, and particularly my clients have been telling me about, but I've been unable to avoid, of course, the tragic news in Las Vegas. I believe on the same day there was a musician that died, which of course is inevitable, but lots of people that liked him and watched the news, they've been in touch and they're telling me, goodness me, James, the world, it really does seem to be going to pot. Now, I believe in, for one, it's not, depending on where you look. Now, it's not to deny, let's get this right, all the tragedies that are going on. And it does nobody any good to deny that that's happening. I'm all about being proactive. That's the message of this video, though. I believe in creating, which I do, creating your own good news. So what does that mean? Because if you buy into wholesale, without thought, without strict conduct and overall self-mastery of yourself, into the popular perception of the world that it is a dangerous place, that there's only wars going on. Look at the situation with America and North Korea and so on and so on and so on, through the rager, on the hour, every hour, bombarding you with negative news. The papers, negative news. And you might go, oh, James, I did read one good story. It barely makes up 1% at best of the news. They tack it on at the end. There's a little caveat or an addendum. Nonsense. And so what I was about, so I decided a few years ago to go out and create my own good news, because I realized that I must be the cause. So stop waiting it to happen and go out. So what does that mean? Where, hey Raul, thank you for tuning in. Thank you so much. I hope you're very well, my man. Just talking about creating your own good news. And so what that means in my ecosystem, in my environment, I get to control that. So whoever I meet, I make a point to smile at them, to wish them a good day, to be peaceable, agreeable, positive, wish them well in their journey in life. And if that's only the barrister that serves me my daily coffee, or the Amazon delivery driver that drops off my parcel, every single encounter with another human being is an absolute ready-made template. It's a situation where we can spread love. So no matter what's happening in the news, no matter, I would love that, Rael. I would love to meet you, and that would be great. It's my intention to come to Spain definitely next year when things begin to pick up. If it's meant to be for the highest good, for the greatest amount, I'll be there. So yeah, back to my message. So for literally from everyone, you get to talk to my friends, because this is how it spreads. Literally, back to my philosophy, either nothing matters or everything matters. And I choose to believe that everything matters. So what does that mean? Every single person I meet, as I've said, whether it's from the person you pop in to get your lunch or your daily coffee, or the petrol station, smile, ask them how they're doing, be kind, be positive. Create your own news and make it good. So this is this is the important thing. So as I say, it's your choice to view the news, but do it with your conscious thought and understand that that's not all there is to it. So the world's not just a terrible place. See, that'd be and we get this bias confirmation. But what I'm saying is, start seeking the good. Start seeking it first and foremost in yourself, and then elaborate on that. And then go out and meet people. Make it your purpose to demonstrate kindness. This is what I do. And lo and behold, when I actively started doing this, the more smiles I received back. Whereas before, I would have sworn the world was a negative place. All people were miserable. All people were out for themselves. And yet, when I started to offer what, it wasn't always monetary monetary aid. It was a smile here. Can I help you with your bag there on the tube station? Carry it up the stairs at London Victoria, wherever it may be. Can I help you with that? May I hold the door open for you? Don't wait to be asked. Demonstrate active kindness, kindness in action. Be compassionate, as I said, to literally anyone, the man or woman that drops off your Amazon parcels, the Uber driver, the taxi driver, the bus driver, whomever. Every single person you meet is a chance to demonstrate kindness. And in your ecosystem, let's get it right. In the West particularly, most of what you encounter on a daily basis, let's get this right, on a daily basis, most of what you encounter is beautiful, it is joyous. From the person in the newsagent to the truck driver to the people at your work, they're not actively doing you harm. You know, God forbid, you know, you don't come across terrorists every day in the West. So what all too often we do, we react and we oh, the world's going to hell. We're going to hell in a handcart when things go wrong. But what about the legion of days, months and years you've lived peaceably and done nothing about it, not even taken it for granted effectively? And I speak so passionately because I did for the longest time. And so I'm like, you know, if we're not for peace, by proxy, we're almost against that. And even if you go, oh, but I don't wish anyone harm, actively, you may do so in your thoughts. Simply by being passive, this is what I'm alluding to, by being passive, by just going along with the popular theme and not actively working towards a more prosperous, for all, kind, tolerant, peaceable, non-racist, loving society. By proxy, by being passive, in a way, you're supporting its direct opposite. I hope you can see that logic. So what I'm saying and what you can control is yourself, your thoughts, and then go out and be positive, be kind. Get and give first what you want to give. Michael Barnard, so lovely to see you. Lovely to see you. Thank you for following me. I really appreciate your support. Every single one's attention, you know, it's a separate issue. I have to do another video, but attention is your true currency. So don't give that away so lightly. It's actually not your money, it's where your attention goes. Therein, that's the real big bucks, that's the real value. That's why advertisers pay so much. Forget the Super Bowl, just on the daily level, and to get your attention by view of the advertisements, through your attention. Where your attention goes, that is where your power goes. So as I say, with great love, as always, just it might be worth interesting to look at that over the next couple of days and weeks. Where does your attention go? Because, you know, if you're lacking in money, how much time do you spend actively thinking on it? Moreover, thinking about how you can increase it. Forget money, what about your love life? You know, you bemoan, oh, I haven't got a good partner. Where have all the good men or the good women gone? How much time do you actively sit and plan? The champ, thank you for your attention. Thank you very much. Hello to you and thank you for your support. Much love to you. So yeah, just talking about where your attention goes, that's where your power. Don't give it up to things so easily. And I'm not being, there's a time for entertainment, don't get me wrong. It's not against anything. Everything is permissible. As one great teacher said, it's not what goes into a man that corrupteth him, it's what comes out. And that's not just dietary habits, what you ingest through the mouth. That's what you watch through your eyes. You know, what you give your attention. Yes, you can watch this and that show on Netflix, but where your attention goes is so positive. So keep it positive, particularly if you're not getting the desired results you say you're not getting. See where your attention goes. What kind of company are you keeping? What kind of books are you reading, if any? What kind of films or documentaries are you watching? If they're filled with this is my point. If you're just watching the mainstream news and reading the mainstream newspapers and listening to news on the hour, every hour, again through what? The mainstream channels, don't be surprised if your mind is filled with stinking thinking, as mine was for years. Because look, you're only getting it from one source. It doesn't matter how many channels there are currently, 1,000 floating about on Sky or satellite TV. They're still controlled or owned, however you want to term it, same thing. They're still controlled by the same handful of families. So on occasion, it's wise. Thank you very much for your comment, champ. Thank you very much. So I'm saying it's wise on occasion to get your news, to get your diet from elsewhere. You know, for the longest time when I was growing up in Catford, South East London, a lot of my so-called peers, they just, if they read a paper at all, it'd be like The Sun. Now, with no judgment, but my opinion is, that quite frankly is a moronic paper. Now, you can read it for entertainment purposes, but that's the joke. People don't. They get their world view from one lens, the lens of the Sun, which of course is biased to its own agenda. But people don't get that. I've got, again, read the Sun if you want, but read other broadsheets as well. Read other papers. Get a more holistic viewpoint of the world. And I encourage everyone, including myself, to do that. Because of course, how can you get an overall opinion of anything if you've only got one side of it? It's like this lovely meme I saw recently. Someone shared a picture to me, and it was two men looking at a numerical number on the floor. And to one fellow, it looked like a 6. But to the man on the other side, it appeared like a 9. Now, the joke is they were both right, depending on what their perspective. And this is the thing. You don't have to agree with others. You don't have to agree with your Christian or your Muslim brothers or your Jewish brothers or your Buddhist brothers, but respect their viewpoint. And this is what's so beautiful. So I just answered this as the champs asked, what do you think about McGregor Mayweather? It's slightly off point, but as I say, very interesting. It's a whole thing again. I mean, the big thing I would say about is it demonstrates so aptly what I've been talking about in terms of where your attention goes, that's where currency flows as well. Now, you can't knock Mayweather and McGregor because they and their team, certainly, they overstand that. So they use that, they developed the hype. It was a masterful execution in advertising and marketing strategy. So, but again, get the value out of it. That's the real good thing. So before I would have gone, oh, what a shambles. Look how much money. How can anyone be worth that? The bottom line is it proves the adage that they provided value. Rightly or wrongly, a lot of people tuned in. Yes, some to see Mayweather lose, some to see McGregor win, whatever. But they did provide value. The man or woman that provides enough value to millions will, of course, be compensated fairly back. So that's a good principle to look. But moreover, it shows where your attention goes. That's where currency flows. But also watch where your attention is going again. Because it's very interesting now, particularly today, I think we're getting distracted like a good magician. On the one hand, we're doing something here. Look at McGregor and Mayweather. And on the other hand, we're being stripped of our rights, or something's going on in North Korea. Or that, as I say, it's a big topic, but very interesting for those of you that, as I say, looking at attention and its importance, and also about providing enough value, you in turn can raise your fiscal worth and your value to the society. So yeah, I hope this has been of use. For those of you that have tuned in live, thank you so much for your time and attention. I really appreciate it, even more than your money, because your attention truly is valuable and it matters to me. So thank you very much. As I say, if you haven't as yet, give my Facebook public page a like. You can follow me over on Twitter too, Mr. Happy_79. And that'd be great to have you. So Michael, thank you. Thank you. I love the fact that you listen, and I really appreciate it. And I hope you're doing well personally in your life and those you love. That's what I was talking about earlier. If you want to go back, if you missed the start, I was talking about protecting your ecosystem and keeping it positive. I entitled this Create Your Own Good News, because no matter what's going on so-called out there, that's but a mere small part of it. And they won't tell you that. They won't tell you that. But you, even if it was true, you and I can go out and we can show up. We can be positive. We can spread love through social media. They've not closed that down yet. We are in control. If you're self-sovereign over your own kingdom, which is yourself, your body, you know, your eyes, your breath, you can control the positive output you put out. And that's the beautiful, if you haven't read already, Viktor Frankl's A Man's Search for Meaning. Extraordinary book about his true life experiences in the Holocaust and in the German concentration camp. Now, this man directly experienced when the Germans, they could take everything, including his life, but they couldn't take away his kindness. He was still kind to them. He gave his last bit of bread to others. He smiled in their faces, even if they struck them with the butt of their, if they struck him with the butt of their gun. They can't take away your ability to love and be compassionate. Extraordinary thing. So as always, for those of you, and to Michael, thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you for your attention. Remember, keep going on. Believe in yourself as much as I believe in you. Be positive. Create your own good news. Don't just believe the hype out there through the mainstream press and radio. Create your own good news. It's within your power to do so. And don't give up, because it's not over till it's over. So keep going. As always, from my heart to yours, massive, massive amounts of love to you. Remember, you are unstoppable, and I believe in you. Take care.